I'm feeling it. Feeling it in my bones. I just got done watching the final trailer for Godzilla King of the Monsters, and I cried and squeed and flailed, and now I'm just trying to process what I watched. This is actually the first time that I was able to watch it in full. Yesterday when it came out, I was at work and I was only able to listen to, or not listen, but watch it visually. I couldn't listen to it, so today I actually got to listen to it and watch it together, and it was pretty amazing. But I I just want to reiterate first how unbelievably excited I am about this film because, one, of course, it has Mothra in it, and she's my favorite, one of my favorite fictional characters. But this film, I know the director really is a Godzilla fan as well, and has a huge investment in these characters. And he's often, in interviews, painted himself as that Godzilla fan who used to pretend to play with toys and make videos and then grew up and actually did it. Like, that's really empowering to me as a person who wrote Godzilla fan fiction for years. Being able to see your vision and your story turn into something, I really found that moving, and I want to thank him and the team for creating this film that I think is going to really, really appeal to Godzilla fans everywhere, and hopefully attract many more Godzilla fans so we can continue Godzilla for as long as we possibly can. And it sounds like it's going to do that. But the trailer, of course, showed a lot of different imagery that we've seen over the course of the past few months from other trailers and TV spots. There were a few new scenes. That, of course, most of the scenes were featuring the monsters. We get a scene of Rodan rising from lava, which was unbelievably awesome. We got to see like a low shot of King Ghidorah, like up close. We got to see a scene where Mothra kind of swoops in and gets blasted by Ghidorah. I'm trying not to be too salty about that because you know how much I love her. But there were some really, really cool scenes that we didn't get to see, but we can't really infer what the story is actually going to be about based on those scenes. And a lot of fans have been worried about showing too much of the movie, and I really don't think that we're getting that much aside from featuring the primary kaiju characters. But to talk a little bit more about plot speculation, I will forward you to my friend OmniViewer, who just posted a video reflecting on the trailer as well, and he posted some really interesting reflections. So I won't repeat what he said, I will just direct you to what he did, and it was a very informative video. I would like to talk a little bit more about the music and the kaiju characters and their roles a little bit. So first of all, I have to say that the music so far has been phenomenal, though we have not seen or heard any of the classic kaiju themes that we've heard over the past few years. But we have had Mike Doherty mention, who's the director, a few times that we will hear Godzilla's theme, we will hear Mothra's theme. Of course, you know I flailed over that quite a bit. But we haven't seen any of this stuff in trailers yet, and I think we're probably going to see that in a soundtrack release a couple weeks prior before the movie is released, which he did talk about in an interview not long ago as well. I've been trying to keep track of interviews because I find it more beneficial reading the interviews as opposed to just watching the content, because you get a lot more context. So that being said, I am really excited to see what's going to happen with the musical score, because in all the trailers that we've seen, we've seen reimaginings of classic pieces, the most recent example being Somewhere Over the Rainbow, and it really mystified what we've seen with regard to these larger-than-life characters. No pun intended, they are larger than life, metaphorically and literally. But I'm looking forward to it. I lived and breathed these musical scores as a kid, so it'll be nice to see and hear. I don't know why I keep saying see. It'll be nice to hear these wonderful pieces in conjunction with these fabulous looking spectacles. But Now I want to talk a little bit more about the kaiju characters. In the trailer, it mentions that there are 17 kaiju as a whole. We know that 4 of them are going to be Toho's crown jewels, so Godzilla, Rodan, King Ghidorah, and Mothra. But we don't really know who the other ones are aside from these scenes where we see something rising from a desert and another monster rising from under a mountain. I doubt we'll see anything regarding them until the actual movie comes out. But I am very intrigued by what they're doing with these 4 primary characters. From my understanding and my speculation, the 4 primary monsters are the alphas in the world. They are the monsters that have grown and evolved to coexist with one another, and thus being the most powerful. We hear this in an interview where Mike says that like Mothra and Godzilla, for example, have evolved to coexist, seeing as the eye spots on her wings evolved to replicate Godzilla's eyes. So all of them have evolved, and in the trailer it specifically says that they're moving in a pack in reaction to an alpha that's risen, so King Ghidorah notably being that alpha. So I'm very intrigued to see who is on whose team, what's happening. Obviously, the primary consensus is that Godzilla and Mothra are probably going to be on a team together since they coexist. Rodan is going to be the wild card, and obviously King Ghidorah is going to be the big bad, although we see in the newest trailer and in a couple spots that Mothra and Rodan will be fighting, which will be really cool. We've never seen that before, so that's going to be, I would say, pretty exciting. But I would say that out of all 4 of them, the kaiju that we've seen the least of is Mothra. I don't know why they're choosing to do that. I mean, we see her here and there, but she's not as heavily featured as Rodan, Ghidorah, and Godzilla. Especially the latter 2. Those 2 are featured significantly, and even King Ghidorah is featured in a significant amount of promotional material. So I don't know if maybe as we get closer to the movie's release we'll see more Rodan and Mothra. I'm hoping that we get to, obviously, seeing as they are 2 of Toho's most popular monsters, but I'm sure it'll be interesting regardless. The human characters, we see some human characters from the first film. We see Ken Watanabe's character, Dr. Serizawa, and we get to see the Sally Hawkins character. So, and of course Vera Farmiga and 11. Why am I blanking on her name right now? 11 from Stranger Things, she's in this as well. So that's, I'm Millie Bobby Brown, that's her name. Oh my god, I'm brain dead right now. But I'm really excited. There's a great cast, it seems like, and I think this movie is going to be a win-win. So if you're a Godzilla fan and you would like to subscribe to my channel for more, please do. I would greatly appreciate it. Share your thoughts in the comment section below, and I will talk to you all soon. Bye.